Autel's MAX 4T, going to get it out of the box, have a first flight, and yeah, give our thoughts and feelings. So welcome back to another video. This time we've got the MAX 4T. We're in the absolute stunning Welsh countryside, so you know what better place to try this out than here. As you can tell, it's getting a little bit darker, so thermal capability on this is going to really show up and give us a good insight as to actually the capability of what this drone can do, especially compared to the DJI M30T. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get the box open, let's have a look inside, and yeah, let's get to it. I mean, overall, first glances at the case itself, very sturdy, very hard going, liking the sort of two-stage opening locking mechanism on the case. Obviously, you don't want your kit going out. So yeah, very nice. Jeez, that's a massive controller. That is absolutely ginormous. Weighs a little bit as well. So yeah, obviously, used to DJI, it's a lot more compact, a lot smaller. Going to be interesting to see how I get on with this, especially the dexterity further afield. But yeah, we can certainly try that out in a little bit. Moving on to the drone itself, I mean, again, considering this is DJI's M30T's rival, the size of it is considerably smaller than that of the M30T. So again, for transport, for ease of getting around, that is actually a very, very small drone for what it's capable of doing. So it'll be interesting to see how that gets on in the air as well. Battery, quite again lengthy, but it's got a decent amount of charge in it. Nice and concise to go inside the drone. Very user friendly. Again, much like DJI, which is what you'd expect anyway. Just sliding straight into the back there. Nice fit. No faffing about. Obviously, in comparison to the M30T, you can hot swap the batteries, keep the aircraft running for longer for. So you're not having that downtime in restarting the aircraft, recalibrating the compass, etc. So I can see this already being a bit of a downfall, especially if you're doing longer ops or tasks where you need to be back in the air sooner rather than later. So that's an initial downfall, but apart from that, very, very promising overall. Feels sturdy, feels metallic, but obviously it's hard plastic. So yeah, just gonna lift the controller out of the way. So underneath here, there's a little tiny compartment. As you can see up on the top of the lid, it literally lists everything that's within. So once you lifted this out of the way, it then takes you into your little compartment. You've got your charger, user manual, spare propellers, lanyard for the controller, which is obviously going to be needed because it's heavy. More props, USB charger, just varying cables and joysticks. So actually, within the little compartment itself is very, very neat and tidy. Get loads of extras, which is good. It's all compact for your on-site, good to go. You don't need other boxes. It's all there. Which is fantastic. So yeah, let's get the Evo flying. So first thoughts were really, really good. The drone's sat up in the air. It's a little bit gusty on the mountainside, but it's actually really, really stable. Getting used to the controller, a little bit different, interface is different, but again, the similarities are all there. you know, you've got all the buttons on that you need for putting the auxiliary light on, laser range finding, AI recognition, waypoints, missions, take a screenshot. If you're in night mode, defog the camera, loads and loads of settings. And again, you know, the night is setting in the valley, and actually the thermal camera on the drone is actually working really, really well. You know, you've got all the reds, yellows, blues, pinks that are picking out the warm features still. And again, you know, looking at the crew that we've got with us now at the moment, looking at us as a collective, you know, you can actually really see the, you know, our body temperatures. And I love, you know, looking into the features. It gives you your AGL, distance, above me sea level. You know, there's a lot of features on here that are actually really, really quite good. Looking at something just now with the laser rangefinder, you know, just like now, I've just pinged a point just close to where we are at the moment. So yeah, just looking at this very, very quickly, you know, I've set it up with the two screens side by side. So again, if you're doing search and rescue for dogs, people, that kind of thing, it's really good to have that reference up. There you go. So laser rangefinder, it pings a point, you know, range 68, 69 meters. Above me, sea level is 340.9. I've got the lat and long of that location, the aircraft, and the controller. So again, thinking there's quite a few applications you can do this if you want to triangulate positions. Obviously, convert it into a grid if you're guiding people onto places for search and rescue. But yeah, really, really good features. Nothing to complain about. Really, really happy. And yeah, just going to keep pushing with it and see what we can do. So after a really good, successful flight the other night, again, the qualities of this drone are absolutely unbelievable, especially for the size. You know, it is a lot smaller than DJI M30T. We did have a little issue with it, I'm going to be brutally honest, in terms of we were over the valley, all within the limits, all set, all perfect, all happy days. You know, signal was good from the controller to the drone, but then just out of nowhere, lost connection, which was really, really unusual. There was absolutely nothing around. Lost connection, drone came into return to home, which is obviously ideal, and eventually when it got, you know, a little bit closer, within about 100 meters, I then regained control of the aircraft, which was a little bit unnerving, not going to lie, having this set out at, you know, a little bit of a distance. But just thought it's worth highlighting that, you know, clearly there's something there along, you know, within the area that caused it to disconnect, which was a little bit unusual. But yeah, we're going to get the drone back up, have another fly, and yeah, we've got like just behind us in the field behind, quite long. We're going to put the thermal camera up, see if we can see anything, and again just show general area shots of around here and give a bit more in depth, because appreciate the last, you know, the first part of this video was quite dark because we want to show that nighttime capability, whereas now, you know, it's normal day, good calm day, so we can actually you know, have a look at the camera capabilities itself. So let's get airborne. Okay, so we're now back online. System seems to be okay for now, so we're going to get it up, get it over the field, just yonder, and yeah, let's get to it. One little point that I've done compared to the flight the other night, I've changed the the thermal camera from, you know, your red, greens, blues, yellows to the black and white with white hot. Again, that's probably the more standard view that a lot of us are much used to, and I think especially when it comes to a search and rescue type of element, that yeah, that's going to help you pick out prominent features a hell of a lot quickly, compared to, you know, the multicolour spectrum, if you will. So yeah, let's get it up, let's have a fly around, let's have a look at the camera capability, try to see if we see any wildlife out in the field, see if we can break through the grass. So one beauty on the screen straight away that I love, on the bottom left of the screen, I'll try and show it a little bit later on, but it actually gives you a field of view from what the camera can see, so especially when you're putting it into the zoom and relating that to the map, it's actually really quite good and really helpful, and, you know, quick reference, you can see which way the drone's facing, which way your field of vision, everything else like that. Yeah, that's a really good feature. So again, what I've just done now on the drone is I've pinged. Just over the way there's a field full of cows. Really good heat signatures on the drone. Got the range 169.6, 170 meters away. Lat and long, pulled off it. Aircraft, lat and long. Yeah, really good. So at the moment we are sat at 47 meters above the ground, and wrong, 34 meters above the ground. Above sea level is 47. We're quite a distance from Blackpool Tower, quite a distance. So what we're going to do, recording on the screen at the moment, we're actually going to zoom all the way into Blackpool Tower and see what kind of quality and detail we get. Oh my god. (160 times zoom). Obviously you can just see the silhouettes of the tower, not much to it. But again, what's really good so far, again compared to DJI, zooming in that far, the camera and drone controls have actually slowed down a lot. So obviously at that distance, you're not absolutely sending the camera all over and losing your orientation. It actually slows it all the way down to give you a really good fine-tuned element into the camera. But with that as well, the thermal camera is quite pixelated. Again, you can just see rough outlines of heat signatures in the distance. But again, that's expected. So nice little snazzy feature that this has got is AI recognition. So again, if you're trying to do, again, search and rescue, tracking, security purposes, this here is actually, I've enabled it on the screen, has actually tagged me as a person. We did it the other day on the mountain, tagged the car, and again it came up with the car. I think you can, playing around with it a little bit more, you can annotate it, I think, but I'll have to, but it certainly shows up on the map as to where I am in relation to the drone, etc., which is really good. Yet again, just had another flyaway live on camera. Thankfully the return to home's kicked in and it's doing its thing. But yeah, this is really unnerving. Not a nice feeling at all. And again, it's just kicked back in now. Just kicked back in without me doing anything. So whilst the features are really good on the aircraft and the capability is there for it to be used in the search and rescue security environment, again I keep emphasising these points because that is literally what it's built for. Having that disconnect mid-flight or coming into land, not a nice feature, Autel, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on the internet, try and find out what's what, and figure out what on earth is going on. See if it's a firmware issue, see if it's a known issue that Autel have. But yeah, all the signs on the screen are saying that the signal's strong across the board, be it the control to the drone GPS, satellites. I've got 96% battery on the controller, 80% on the drone because it came out with 96%. Hello little puppy, my dog's joined. Come here little puppy. Oh, come here. Oh. So here she is, the puppy. So yeah, we're gonna get back to it, have a look at the issues, see if there's any firmware. So that's it for this video. We'll come back next time with some more updates, reviews and feelings. We're going to try and get to the bottom of this issue with the firmware, and yeah, watch your space. If you haven't done so already, drop us a comment, drop us a subscribe, and you'll see us next time.